Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. Sure. In this tutorial, we'll cover JavaScript promises and the async/await syntax. These are essential concepts in modern JavaScript for handling asynchronous operations. We'll go through the following topics. 1. What are promises? 2. Creating and using promises. 3. Chaining promises. 4. Error handling with promises. 5. Introduction to async/await. 6. Using async/await with promises. 7. Error handling with async/await. 8. Best practices. 1. What are promises? A promise is an object that represents the eventual completion, or failure, of an asynchronous operation and its resulting value. A promise can be in one of three states. Pending, the initial state, neither fulfilled nor rejected. Fulfilled, the operation completed successfully. Rejected, the operation failed. 2. Creating and using promises. You can create a promise using the promise constructor. Here's a basic example. 3. Chaining promises. You can chain multiple then calls to handle a sequence of asynchronous operations. 4. Error handling with promises. You can handle errors in a promise chain using catch. Errors will propagate down the chain until they are caught. 5. Introduction to async/await. Async/await is syntactic sugar built on top of promises and allows you to write asynchronous code that looks synchronous. An async function always returns a promise. 6. Using async/await with promises. To use await, you must be inside an async function. Here's an example. 7. Error handling with async/await. You can handle errors in async/await using try/catch. 8. Best practices. 1. Always handle errors, use .catch for promises and try/catch for async/await. 2. Avoid nesting, prefer chaining then calls rather than nesting them, as this makes your code clearer. 3. Use promise.all for parallel execution. If you have multiple promises to execute concurrently, use promise.all. Conclusion. In this tutorial, you've learned about JavaScript promises, how to create and use them, how to chain them, and how to handle errors. You also learned how to use async/await, which provides a more readable way to work with asynchronous code. With practice, you'll become proficient in managing asynchronous operations in JavaScript.